Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to today's Donkey Storytime. I am back with our Eugenia Lincoln story. We have Eugenia Lincoln and the Unexpected Package by Kate DiCamillo again today. And today we are going to check back in with our characters. So let's start first with a quick review. I know it's good to remember who's in the story and what do we know about them already. So if you remember, in these first couple of chapters, we've been introduced to first our main character, Eugenia Lincoln, and we've started thinking of Eugenia Lincoln with a hand on her hip, very matter-of-fact, all business. Could you give me a Eugenia Lincoln, please? Perfect. Now, Eugenia Lincoln, she is very matter-of-fact. She knows what she wants. She knows what's expected. She does not have time for any whoop-de-whoops or any silly business, but she's absolutely the person you would want on your team if you needed to get something done. So she has some good qualities, but one of those qualities is no nonsense. So we have Eugenia Lincoln. We also have Baby. And if you remember, Baby is not really a baby. Baby is her first name, or at least her first nickname. And Baby we gave a symbol like this to help remind ourselves of who she is as a character. Baby is, of course, open-minded, very optimistic, looking at things in an optimistic and bright way. Could you give me a baby, please? Perfect. And then, of course, we had the neighbors. With that unexpected package arriving, all the neighbors wanted to find out more, and they started to gather around too. So we had Mrs. Watson, who we actually knew already from the Mercy Watson series. And Mrs. Watson is very kind and dear-hearted. She just wants what's best for Mercy. She was really hoping for a fruit basket. It just didn't happen to be. It was an accordion instead, but it was okay. She was very happy anyway. So we can make this our symbol for Mrs. Watson. We'll give her a kind heart, very generous, very kind and thinking of others, at least for her pig. Could you give me a Mrs. Watson, please? Perfect. And then our last character, really, they didn't give a ton of personalities to just yet, but he certainly was an important part of being very kind and caring and listening appropriately and respectfully to Eugenia. We also had our dear character, Frank. And Frank was mostly there just to listen, to be kind, to be helpful. So Frank kind of takes things as it goes. And so far, those are our main characters, of course, other than Mercy the pig. Let's dive on in then to chapter 3, and we'll go ahead and read a couple chapters today too. Let's find out what's going to happen with the unreturnable accordion. Chapter 3. What did the accordion company say, sister? Said Baby. Something ridiculous about how accordions are the doorways to the soul, said Eugenia. Fascinating, said Baby. I have always heard that accordions can be a pathway to great joy. Joy, said Eugenia. She snorted, and then she narrowed her eyes. What exactly do you know about this accordion, Baby Lincoln? Nothing, said Baby. Why would I know anything about an accordion? She cleared her throat. I know exactly nothing about this accordion or any other accordion. Sounds a little suspicious, doesn't it? Let's see. That had better be true, said Eugenia. She walked past Baby. She went into the living room and saw that the pig from next door had invited itself into the house and was now sitting on the couch and staring into space as if it were thinking, which it most certainly was not. Get off the couch immediately, Eugenia shouted. The pig looked at her and then looked away. Eugenia felt lightheaded. The world made no sense. How could a pig sit on a couch in one's own home? How could you not return an accordion? Maybe you should sit down, Miss Lincoln, said Frank. I'm fine, said Eugenia. I just need to make a list. Lists are very helpful for Eugenia. I like lists too. Eugenia was very fond of lists. They helped her think. Lists calmed her. They made the world seem orderly and reasonable and manageable, even though the world was none of those things. Frank led Eugenia to the chair across from the pig. Sit down here, he said. I will get you a piece of paper and a pencil. Eugenia looked over at the accordion. It was sitting in the hallway. Its keys were gleaming in a malevolent way. Sister, said Baby. She poked her head into the room. I am thinking, said Eugenia. Don't disturb me. Yes, sister, said Baby. I will go away. Frank returned with a glass of water and a pad of paper and a pencil. Drink the water, said Frank. It will calm you down. I am perfectly calm, said Eugenia, but she drank the water anyway. And then she took the pencil and the paper and wrote, possible courses of action, the accordion. She underlined the words. She thought for a moment, and then she wrote, here's her list. Number 1, sell the accordion. Number 2, destroy the accordion. Number 3, give the accordion away. Frank looked over her shoulder. Those are good ideas, Miss Lincoln, he said. I know, said Eugenia. She tapped the pencil against her teeth. How could also just, maybe you could also keep the accordion, said Frank. Not an option, said Eugenia. She looked up from her list and stared at the accordion. Its white keys were glowing in the late afternoon light coming in through the front door. It looked extremely determined. Don't know how an accordion could look determined, but it did. Miss Lincoln, said Frank, don't you want to know who sent you the accordion? Eugenia felt a small pang of uncertainty. It was the pang of the unknown, the unexplainable. Eugenia did not care for such pangs. Those are not the way she likes things. I do not want to know, said Eugenia. It is very mysterious, isn't it? Said Frank in a dreamy voice. Whenever I want to find out more about something, I always look it up in the encyclopedia. I do not believe in the mysterious, said Eugenia. And in this instant, the encyclopedia would be of no help at all. Baby came into the living room and said, wouldn't it be divine if you learned how to play the accordion, Eugenia? Wouldn't it be joyous? Would you please stop talking about accordions and joy, said Eugenia. I have absolutely no desire to learn how to play an accordion. Baby sighed. For heaven's sake, baby, said Eugenia, why don't you make yourself useful? Go over to Watson's and tell them to remove their pig from my house. In the meantime, I will call the Gisford Gazette. Yes, sister, said Baby. She sighed again. Eugenia went into the kitchen. She dialed the telephone. Good afternoon, she said. I would like to place an ad in the classifieds under the heading Items for Sale. Yes, thank you. I would like for the copy to read, for sale. Brand new accordion, never used, reasonable price, inquire at 52 Decawoo Drive. Eugenia felt much better. Decisions had been made. Actions had been taken. The accordion and its glowing keys would soon be gone. That would teach them, whoever they were, to send her an unexpected package. She walked back into the living room. Frank was in the chair reading volume U-V of the encyclopedia. The pig was still sitting on the couch. And here's Frank, the encyclopedia, the pig, although he kind of looks like a dog there, the pig, and Eugenia. Not so happy with the situation. Very unexpected. I should put an ad in the paper for you, said Eugenia to the pig. The pig ignored her. Without looking up from the encyclopedia, Frank said, Mr. and Mrs. Watson would be very upset if you tried to sell Mercy. And more is the pity, said Eugenia. That brings us to chapter 4. The next day, there was a knock at the door. Eugenia opened it and discovered a small round man. The man was wearing a green velvet suit and a green velvet hat. The hat resembled a moldy mushroom. Yes, said Eugenia. Oh, here's the man. Although, unfortunately, no color, so you can't see the moldy mushroom suit. I like that as an adjective, though. Moldy mushroom. That would make a good Mad Lib. The man removed the velvet mushroom from his head and bowed deeply. I am Gaston Littrot. Good for you, said Eugenia. I have come for the accordion, said Gaston. He put the mushroom back on his head and smiled. The man had a large number of teeth. More teeth than the average person, it seemed. Eugenia felt it would be dangerous to trust such an excessively toothy person, but still she had an accordion to sell. She couldn't afford to be overly particular. I have a card here to prove my worth, said Gaston. He smiled at her. He took the hat off of his head and put it back on again. He removed a stack of cards from somewhere deep in his velvet pants. A card is not necessary, said Eugenia. Gaston Littrot thumbed through the cards. But it will show you exactly who I am, he said. Everything is very good, all just as exactly as it should be. I doubt that most sincerely, said Eugenia. Baby appeared. She said, oh, we have a visitor. Isn't that wonderful? Hello, beautiful lady, said Gaston to Baby. I greet you with excessive amounts of joy. He took off the hat off his head. He bowed deeply. The stacks of cards fluttered to the ground. For pity's sake, said Eugenia. You should not worry, said Gaston. He smiled at her with his many teeth. He put his hat back on and bent to pick up the cards. I will find the card for you. As I said previously, I do not need a card, said Eugenia. She could feel her face getting warm. Uh-oh, we know what that means. But I have located it, said Gaston. Here it is, the card of my worth. He handed a card to Eugenia. Here's what the card says. Magic tricks of every variety, parties large and small. Ooh, just like some of our magic tricks yesterday. She lowered the card. I have absolutely no need for magic, she said. And I'm not throwing a party. Oh, wrong card, wrong card. Wait just a moment, please, said Gaston. He shuffled through the cards. Yes, I found it. Please read it. Gaston reached past Eugenia and handed a card to Baby. Joyous explorations, songs for every occasion, composed and sung for you by Gaston. Baby smiled. Isn't that just wonderful? I do love a good song. So sorry, said Gaston. This is not the card I am searching for either. No one needs a card, said Eugenia. She stamped her foot. Let us attend to the matter at hand. There is an accordion for sale. Do you want to purchase it or not? Please hold for a moment, said Gaston. I have located it. Here is the correct card. You will see. He handed another card to Eugenia. Accordion lessons. Gaston Latrobe can teach anyone to make beautiful sounds upon the world's most magnificent instrument. Here's the updated cards. Singer and also accordion teacher. Eugenia lowered the card. She felt, as usual, extremely frustrated. Why was everyone so annoyingly obtuse? I do not want accordion lessons, she said. She spoke slowly. I have an accordion for sale. I am selling an accordion. Do you wish to purchase it? Oh, said Gaston, as if Eugenia had just told him some very funny joke. At this point, Frank showed up. Hello, Miss Lincoln, he said to Eugenia. Hello, Miss Lincoln, he said to Baby. I was thinking that I might study your encyclopedias some more today. Young noble sir, said Gaston, I greet you. I salute your pursuit of knowledge. He took his mushroom off his head. He bowed. Hello, said Frank. I have arrived to teach the lady, the taller one, the grim one, how to play the accordion. Really? Said Frank. I beg your pardon, said Eugenia. That is passionately untrue. No one is going to teach me anything. You have the card, of course, said Gaston. You must. Thank you, said Frank. He took a card. Winged Journeys with Gaston, an inquiry into the migration of butterflies. He looked up and smiled. Wow, he said. I've always wanted to know more about butterfly migrations. You want to learn more too? We've got our very own Frank here, learning more. At your service, said Gaston. He raised his velvet hat and lowered it. But first, we must turn our attention to the accordion. And then, somehow, the little man made his way through the door and into the Lincoln sisters' house. How exactly this was allowed to happen was a mystery to Eugenia. It was also extremely frustrating. And that leaves us off at chapter 5, where we'll find out more about how accordion lessons are going. Tomorrow we'll read a couple more chapters and see how things are with this unexpected package, and if she's finally able to sell this accordion away, or if there's more twists and turns. I think we already know what might happen. Well, we will keep up our reading tomorrow, or I should say on Thursday. Keep up the great work in our Google Classroom as we work today, and I know there'll be some extra groups coming up tomorrow too. So don't forget, if you want to join us for writing some poetry as we finish up that unit, to go ahead and join us tomorrow, Wednesday. Just give a quick sign up so we know who's going to be coming and joining us that day. I will just leave you with a reminder to look for moments where you can show caring and kindness to one another, and I look forward to catching up on more on Thursday. Have a great day, everyone. See you soon. Bye, guys.